Good morning, everyone. So I went straight on to YouTube and Facebook. My tablet or my laptop isn't wanting to work right, so I'm gonna figure this out. I can't see. Scoot this one over a little bit. There we go. Hopefully I'll be able to see all of the chats. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, AA Day. Yeah. So, I almost completely forgot about doing the meeting today. My sister reminded me. She's like, "Are you doing AA today?" I was like, I actually forgot. So sorry about that. Excuse me. So yeah. Good morning. Welcome to my channel or my page for AA meeting. Please don't pass judgment in the comments or in the chats. Be kind to one another, and just remember that we're all here for the purpose of sobriety. Hopefully you all can be kind. This thing is telling me to close, open, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so please just be kind to each other in the chat. All right. I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I know my sister is probably not going to be in the chat today because she is at the doctor's office. She hurt herself. I think it was Sunday. She hurt her ankle, so she is at the doctor's office to see if it's broken or if it is just sprained. So, yeah. But anyways, I usually always put in the description what book we're reading, the chapter, the page, and all that stuff. I didn't have time to do that this morning. I'm sorry. But I will state it right now. Hey, Lil. This is the 12 steps. 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. Okay, Lily. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we have harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9. may direct him to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continue to take personal inventory and when wrong, promptly admit it. Can you please stop? Lay down. Now. Hi, Crystal. 11. Stop through prayer, meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him. Praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Stop! 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Hello, Jane from Canada. Glad you're here. Thank you for coming. So we are reading the big book, and we just finished up Dr. Bob's Nightmare. And we are now on Alcoholics Anonymous number 3. Pioneer member of Akron Group number 1, the first AA group in the world. He kept the faith, therefore he and countless others found a new life. One of 5 children, I was born on a Kentucky farm in Carlisle County. My parents were well-to-do people, and after their marriage was a happy one. My wife, a Kentucky girl, came with me to Akron, where I completed my course in law at the Akron Law School. My case is rather unusual in one respect. There are no childhood episodes of unhappiness to account from alcoholism. I just tapped him with my bookmark because he keeps licking himself. No. I had seemingly just a natural affinity for grog. My marriage was happy, and I never had any of the reasons, conscious or unconscious, which are often given for drinking. Yet, as my record shows, I did become an extremely serious case. Before my drinking had cut me down completely, I achieved a considerable measure of success. Having been a city councilman for 5 years and a financial director of a suburb later taken into the city itself. But of course, this all went down the drain with my increased drinking. So at the time Dr. Bob and Bill came along, I had about run out of strength. The first time that I became intoxicated, I was 8 years old. This was no fault of my father or mother, as they were both very much opposed to drinking. A couple of hired hands were cleaning out the barn on the farm, and I was riding to and fro on the sled. And while they were loading, I drank hard cider out of a barrel in the barn. On the return trip, after 2 or 3 loads, I passed out and had to be carried to the house. I remember that my father kept whiskey around the house for medical purposes and entertainment. I would from them or drink from this when no one was about and then water it to keep my parents from knowing I was drinking. This continued until I enrolled in our state university, and at the end of the 4 years, I realized that I was a drunk. Morning after morning, I awoke and liquor, sick and with terrible jitters. But there was always a flask of liquor sitting on the table beside my bed. I would reach over and get this and take a shot, and in a few moments, get up and take another, shave, eat my breakfast, sip a half pint of liquor in my, slip a half pint of liquor in my hip pocket, and go on to school. Between classes, I would run down to the washroom, take enough to steady my nerves, and then go on to the next class. This was in 1917. I left the university in the latter part of my senior year and enlisted in the army. At the time, I called it patriotism. Later, I realized that I was running from alcohol. It did help to a certain extent, since I found myself in places where I could not obtain anything to drink and so broke the habitual drinking. Then prohibition, prohibition came into effect, and the fact that the stuff obtainable was so horrible and sometimes deadly, and that I had married and had a job